Hello everybody. Super good morning to everyone. 7:30 in the morning again, and this is Kevin Chan bringing you live another session to talk about Chinese metaphysics, and we're gonna go back to basic and talk about the Feng Shui Xuan Kong Flying Star. And today we're gonna talk about star number 5. And yesterday was a very interesting day for me, right? Because busy hunting for newspaper. Yes, and through a very nice guy, right? I got myself the newspaper, right? Why is it so important? Right, so no, got myself inside. But see me, oh, me. This is me. I know. It's about it's a bit excited, right? So no, yeah. Right, small little brother here, first time on mainstream newspaper. A bit proud, right? Yeah, no, gonna take the newspaper, frame it out, and give to mother. Yeah. Hello, morning, Pepper. Hello, Manuel. Hello, Jocelyn. Hello, Saw. Hello, Carol. Hi, Jade. Hello, Simon. How you doing? Hello, Jamie. Hello, Sabrina. Hey, how you guys all doing? Right, so second day of Chinese New Year right now is the day whereby the lady side of the family will go back and visit their family, right? So first day is to stay with the guy side, and then second day is to stay with the lady side, right? So no, depend actually, right? So no, for those of you who are 回娘家, it's called 回娘家. Go back to your mother's house. That's what it's called, right? So if you guys are on the way going back right now, happy journey, right? So happy journey for those of you who are staying in KL to avoid traffic jam like me. Like me avoiding traffic jam one, right? So go out and do some shopping. Right, so food places also a lot is not open, as I know a lot the Chinese one, they are not open, right? So if those that are open, their price usually is a bit high. That's all, right? So anyway, help out the economy as much as you can. Go and spend wherever you can spend. For those of you who can cook at home, cook at home, right? So it's just like that, right? So come, let's go in and take a look at the star number 5, which is one of the most badly advertised star. Is it really that bad, in that particular star, right? So unknown, right? So unknown at this current moment. Let's see what are the information available. Most of the text said that this star is not good, but is it true? Is it not good? Why is it not good? Right, so now as usual, you wanna get in touch with me, there's a lot of channel that you can use. Telegram is one of it that I look at it a lot, right? So now I post in a lot of new updates inside any sort of what we call any sort of thing that's downloadable. I will throw inside the Telegram. Then there is a Substack, which is a newsletter, right? So newsletter means that you put in your email, you subscribe to it with either free or you decide to send me some money. It doesn't make any difference, right? So you would get a email sent to you every time I publish anything, right? Nowadays, different men follow wife reunion with father-in-law. Men follow wife reunion with father-in-law. Depend Simon, depend right? So yeah, back to this Substack, right? So now this is for those of you who are in Malaysia, right? So you guys know that the we all have this entire group of people which is called the Hokkien people. They actually celebrate their new year on the 9th day of the Chinese New Year, not the first day. Yeah, they buy gawang on the 9th day. So what happens is on the 9th day they will start to whack firecracker, right? They will start to whack fire. Yeah, firecracker will activate energy one. Right, the one that go right? So because the 3rd of February is where we officially goes into the new year, right? So officially go into the new energy signature, right? So 5 yellow will be on the northeast, and that particular month the 5 yellow also is in the northeast. So the extent of the 5 yellows rough is going to be a little bit more stronger. So what happened is that, what if your northeast side neighbor decide to burn firecracker? that will be very scary for you. All right, that will be very scary for you. A lot of people are very concerned. So what happened is that, you know, on the Substack, there is actually a date that I've issued out for you to neutralize this particular thing. Right, go and look at Substack. Right. So what happened here is that also you need some community support, you know. Yeah. Right. So it's basically the Facebook page. Right. So go out, Facebook page, a lot of people inside there are basically all Chinese metaphysics enthusiasts. You know, you got anything, concern, something you want to ask, right? So no, don't be shy, you know, just go inside and ask. Right, so now your party chart, if you're not printed your party chart before, you know, you can go and type in Astro, right? So, you know, they are the one that I'm working with right now to do, right? So what you want to take a look, and at least for beginner purpose, go and look, find your life guard. Your life guard don't change. A life guard is a calculation using the year of birth. So you only need your year of birth to get the life guard. So this particular system of life guard uses the 8-mansion system. Right, it's the borrowed system from 8 mansions, right? So they use this particular system to, you know, do some calculation for you. Find out your life guard, right? So I say that this is usually what we call your passport of origin, right? So anything, all the energy that goes into this particular palace will affect you one way or another, like how your passport, if you're holding a passport of certain country, the country decide to implement certain rules, it will affect you. Right, so that's all only, right? So pretty simple. Come, let's go in and take a look at the Xuan Kong Flying Stars. So I'm sure, you know, on the 26th, a lot of you went out and tried to look at the planets. But really, unfortunately, for those of you who are in the city, whereby there are a lot of light pollution, now your eye will adjust to the ambient light. So when your ambient light is too bright, you cannot see the light that's on the sky. So that's why a lot of people cannot see the 6-planet alignment. For those of you who are in more rural area, you know, whereby there are lesser light pollution, you will see the planet alignment much more easier, right? So you see, in the olden day, there's no such thing as light pollution. The candle light is, you know, no fight against the, you know, night light, right? So we spend a lot of time looking at the sky, you know, then we start to recognize pattern of stars. Then we start to name the pattern of stars. So over time, as you see the pattern of stars appearing at different skies, right? So because our planet spins, right? So, you know, different skies, we start to see things happening on planet Earth that get associated with the star. So a lot of time I use the example of, let's say you saw a flood, right? Same cluster of star, flood, same cluster of star, flood, same cluster of star, flood. So you will start to name this star as flooding star, okay? Right? So now when you see that star is in your town, then you will tell the people, you know, hey, it's flooding, the town is flooding, right? So two things happen now. One is they hang you, right? Or not, you know, they just chase you out, right? So depending, right? So depending what's the situation, right? But anyway, you know, we have developed an extensive amount of system based on the star, right? What we call the sea navigation, the sea navigation is actually using the star, right? So or else, you know, they cannot find north, south, east, west in the middle of the sea. In the middle of the sea, you cannot find direction one, because 4 direction look exactly the bloody same, right? Using your eye, you cannot navigate in the sea. Okay, so what happens is that they developed this thing called sextant, right? So last time don't have GPS yet, right? So sextant basically is locking onto one star that is you're familiar with. Then you do the calculation, and then you have a star chart that will tell you roughly where the hell you are. Then, you know, you can go for the place, right? So that's why we use a lot of things. We use star as a reference to do this. Right, so now once you understand what is the influence of the star, then you can start to play around with the conclusion of it, right? So one of it that's being used extensively is the Northern Dipper, right? The entire Xuan Kong system is based on observation of the Northern Dipper, right? So this is basically what the Xuan Kong system is, right? So now then the Xuan Kong system, after they've observed the particular star, right? So the star move around, so they start to see that when the particular star is associated with certain places, it has certain characteristics, right? So now once they have certain characteristic, we put in the particular characteristic into it. Then, you know, when we draw out the energy chart in the house, we know that that particular sector of the house is emitting what sort of energy, and your task is to make a conclusion whether that particular energy is beneficial to the situation at hand or not is not to say whether this is good or bad, right? So no, the good or bad depend on that particular person, right? So the system runs on all the star, right? So the star all got specific names, right? But the name is very difficult to remember, right? Normal circumstances. Then what happens is that they start to assign numbers onto it because number is easier to remember, right? Number is easier. So, but then please do not confuse the number with the characteristic of the star. So, AKA today we're going to talk about the number 5, which is called the Lenzhen, right? So it has nothing to do with number 5. Number 5 is not bad, okay? Right, so some people, oh no, number 5, 5 yellow, not good. Nothing to do with the numbering system. Please do not over associate the numbering system with, you know, the actual star, right? So its number is just a nickname, right? It doesn't do much, right? So come, let's take a look at the star number 5, right? So the star number 5 is called Yu Heng, right? So that's the original name, by the way, right? So that's the original name, Yu Heng, right? So the English name is Epsilon Use. Right, that's the English name. Okay, right. So then the more down to earth citizen name is called Lenzhen. So it's called Chastity, right? So no, right. So you see, Yu Heng is actually is a balancing of the jade, right? So which means that the star number 5 actually have the ability to do balancing, right? So and then Lenzhen is basically fair. Honest, right? So the star number 5 is actually fair and honest, right? So no, you want to imagine the star number 5, right? So now the earth star, just clarify the earth star, right? So the earth star consists of star number 8, star number 5, and another star number 2. All 3 of them are called earth star. But what is the difference between them? So star number 8 is the very sturdy mountain, very fixated type of energy, right? So they are in a way that is protective type of energy, right? So the star number 2 is the soft soil. It's the soft soil that is used to do plantation. So it's cultivative type of energy. So the star number 5, so the star number 5 is the transformative type of energy itself. So it's the volcano energy. Right, so you know, if you take a look, you know, volcano energy means what? A piece of land that is barren, even you see the underwater, undersea, whereby there's no piece of land, volcano kablooey explode, it become a land. From nothing, it can become something, right? But if the piece of land is, you know, fully occupied with people, you know, when it kablooey, then it will become nothing. From something, it will become nothing. So can you see that the number 5 is transformative, and the number 5 is very fair. If you decide to come, right, it doesn't matter who the hell you are, you're gone. Right? So it gives all the energy and riches to everybody, you know, at the same time, right? So the problem with number 5 is very temperamental, right? The fella is very temperamental, very unpredictable, right? So that is the reason why using number 5 is very dangerous for most people. Right, it's called you cannot afford to lose, right? Because the swing of number 5, the energy swing of number 5 is very erratic, right? So it goes up, it slam down, it goes up, it slam down, it goes up, it slam down, right? So it's very, very erratic type of energy, right? So that's why it's very difficult to control this particular energy. So of course, you know, when the energy going up that time, nobody complains, like normal, the world, right? You know, when things are going good, right, no one complains. But when it start to downswing and slam you down onto the floor, right? The question is, how close are you to the floor first? Right, like most of us, we cannot sustain major losses. Not a lot of people can actually sustain major losses itself, right? So only a very small amount of people who has the cushion to actually sustain major losses. So that's why star number 5 is also called the kingmaker star. Right, so emperor maker, kingmaker, or whatever it is, right? So the emperor actually uses this star. Emperor uses this star a lot, right? So because why? The fella can afford to lose, right? To them, the upswing is much more important. The downswing to them is sustainable. So that's why, you know, they don't use a lot. They can use a lot of star number 5, but for you, one time going down already, you no way to climb up already. right? So second thing is that the star number 5 right now. So in a Xuan Kong system, right? In a Xuan Kong system, you need to know that the more closer the energy to the period, the more positive characteristic it will exert. So every single energy signature also have a positive characteristic. So which means that the, let's say in period 5, this star number 5 actually represent immense amount of wealth, super immense a lot of wealth. So between these three energy signature, which is star number 8 as the wealth star, star number 5 as the wealth star, and also star number 2 as the wealth star, star number 5 have the highest capacity in wealth. Like that, people get greedy, right? So it also have the highest capacity to make you lose every single thing that you ever have in your life. So now ask yourself first, you can sustain that loss or not? Cannot sustain that loss, don't play around with it. Right? Everything got a payment. So now in period 5, this particular star is basically super positive. It's super transformational, right? So it helps a lot in a lot of things. But most of us here that you are watching me right now, you would not reach period 5. So you would never hear the day that the star number 5 is good, right? Because to reach period 5 right now is period 9. Now period 9 is actually the furthest away from the period 5. Furthest away from period 5. So that's why right now period 9, period 5 happen to be the most destructive. So in this particular area, then I tell you, please don't touch the star number 5. It's not something that you want to play around with, right? So now period 9, period 9 is 20 years. Then it's period 1, another 20 years, that's 40 years. Period 2, 60 years. Period 3, 80s. Right? Period 3, period 4, 100. Not there yet. Then only period 5, right? So you got another 1 more 100 year to go before period 5 become a usable period. So you and I will never see the day whereby period 5 is usable. Right, so that's why most of it, that if you can take a look, most of the written scripture give you the negative side of period 5. Right, so like for example, period 9 also got the negative side of period 9 one, right? So no, but right now because it is in period 9, right? So now period 8, the star number 8 is getting more and more negative. Right, it's moving away from the period already. So the star number 8 getting more and more negative now. Hardworking becomes stubborn. The translation of hardworking right now becomes stubbornness. Right, period. Star number 8 can be very stubborn. Then star number 2 become more and more positive. So you can see as the period goes, right, the star become more positive, and when the period leaving the star become more negative. So the negative positive star, always just sliding each other. As we move further away, the whatever that you believe in period 8 as a way to make money become irrelevant. Then star number 2 way of making money become more relevant. Right. So by the way, star number 2 making money is through cultivation. So if you want, build your own community, cultivate your own community. Right, easier for you to understand. Come, let's take a look at some of these things. So technically name just now I told you already, is basically called Lenten, right? So Lenten is honest, fair, right? So the Hong Kong ICAC, which is called Lin Jing Gong Qu. Right. So that's why they call Lin Jing, right? So the ICAC is the anti-corruption arm of Hong Kong. It's called Lin Jing Gong Qu. So that's why it's called Lin Jing Gong Qu, right? So they are fair. They treat everybody the same. So the 5 yellow is a fair, treat everybody the same. It explode or die. Okay, right? It doesn't pick people, right? So that's basically 5 yellow. So which means that 5 yellow is crazy enough to forget about whatever thing, when you want to do something. It's that particular energy that do or die one direction, I just go. Whether you are my relative, whatever this, if you stand in between me and my goal, I will get rid of you. It's that sort of determination type of energy, right? It's no coming back type of energy, right? So star number 5 also represent, positive side, it represent wealth, it represent property, right? So yes, number 5, you can say that it respect nobody. It can say it's respect nobody. At the same time, it is also I treat everybody the same. Nobody has the no special position. Right, so to me, all of you are party. right? So the scary part is that the star number 5 represent great disaster and calamities, right? So that's the scary part, is extreme destruction, right? So star number 5 is basically leveling everything, destroy everything, right? But again, just imagine if you want to build something, right, destroying everything is where you start. Every single construction that you see that's happening is start with land clearing. Right, when you land clear that time, right, did you worried about, oh, there may be a family of worms in this area? We shouldn't be doing it. Maybe we should first relocate the family of worm first before we level the particular place. You won't do that one, right? Right. So you are the person in power right now. So you would try to fight remove everything. By the way, there are no trigram for star number 5. Now, at the same time, there are no trigram. Star number 5 also is all trigram, right? Because it's the center, is the centerpiece. So centerpiece means this, any trigram that need to travel, any traveling, they need to go to the center first before traveling to the new places. Any interaction, you need to go through the center. So the star number 5 is basically all encompassing. So that's why, again, it's basically indicate fairness, but fairness to the extreme. Right, so then people say fair is not supposed to be fair, but no, your version of fair is that is your version of fair. Yep. All right. So extreme fairness is everybody is the same. All right. Every single person is the same. So which means that whatever crime you commit, the punishment is going to be exactly the same. Whether you take you steal a piece of tissue paper or you steal $1 billion, right? They will execute you. Right, then you take a look at but that one doesn't look like it is fair. Well, it's fair, right? The crime that's being punished is basically taking things that doesn't belong to you. So I don't care what you take. Alright, so as long as find that you take something that doesn't belong to you, and whatever reason is behind it, why you take the thing, it's like, oh no, it's because I have certain reason, don't care. Star number 5 don't really care too much. Right, so you made a crime or you did something, right, and the payment is absolute. So that's why it's scary. So that's why I tell people is that I know star number 5 got a certain upswing in it, but when it downswing you that time, right, you cannot take it. It's gone case one, right? So that's why normal folk like you and me, the advice is don't play around with star number 5. Right? A lot of people very itchy finger. Right, itchy finger, just go and play around with star number 5, right? So so telling you, if your star number 5 get activated, normal feng shui cure is to use the 4 auspicious energy, right? So which is your dragon virtue, fortune virtue, sun, and also moon. We use this particular energy to cover better out the star number 5 energy, right? So you just have to activate this particular energy, right? Since star number 2 is much dominant in period 9 as a wealth star, replace star number 8, how would one accumulate such wealth, especially in digital age? Build your own community. That's the easiest for you, right? Will traditional real estate still be the same position? Not exactly, right? Not exactly. Real estate will real estate will always be there. So you see, every single star will always be there. It's just that it become non-primary. It become non-primary. So just put it in a way in period 9, ownership is not something that people pursue. Right? Nobody wants to own anything in period 9. That's about it, right? So if you're still working on an ownership model, then gone. Right? So the property is still something that because people need place to stay. That one cannot go anywhere. You physically need place to stay. It's just that the person who stay in the place don't have the entire concept of ownership anymore. Not like last time. Last time we tried to own the place. So right now, there's no things like ownership is basically there. So just put it in a way rental. You want to call rental also can. Rental is gonna be the thing. So if you have a building that you own, you need to already own first. Then it could be something that you can work around with. Right, Airbnb ideally could be so Airbnb is just a concept of a short-term stay. So there's going to be a lot of this sort of short-term stay, right? So which means that ownership is not everything. Right, so last time is that there's a lot of emphasis on ownership. Like I say that also the same education is gonna have a very big shift. right? Because the traditional way of doing education right now is just not working. The traditional way means that I call it the thumb drive method. Thumb drive method is like this. Last time your town is very separated from another town, very far away. So your town have a certain knowledge set. So if you're a farming town, then your town got farming knowledge, but your town don't have any other knowledge. You see. So what happens is that when your town needs certain knowledge, and then I say that that particular town no carpentry, I cannot send my entire town people to learn carpentry. So what happens is that I send the smartest person over there. Smart means that he can remember information, just like a thumb drive. So you send a thumb drive over there, you copy the information from there. So the fellow go there, study. Right? Study, right? Copy the information. Then it's like your brain is like a moving thumb drive. Right? You copy the information, you save the information, you walk yourself back to the town, then you start to teach people inside the town. So that is how knowledge is actually being transferred last time. So our schooling system, whereby is a lot of time is testing a person's remembering power, makes sense like that. Like make a lot of sense. Same thing. Why do you go to university to study? Is because the knowledge is concentrated in the university. Your place don't have. Right. So how do you transport the university knowledge back to your town? You go there. You go there. You study. You read. Basically everything gets stuffed into your brain, the thumb drive, and then you go back and then you regurgitate the thing out, which is correct, by the way. But today, right, with the instantaneous transfer of information, do you need to still do this traveling, kind of thingy? No need, right? So who can remember things better? Right, you can know already who can remember things better, AI or you? AI can definitely remember things better. So if you're still, your mindset is still you want to fight AI as in who remember things better, you sure lose. So AI will definitely completely obliterate any industry whereby documentation has been done very complete. So I tell people is that blue collar worker actually is safe in this AI revolution. Blue collar worker is safe because why? It takes too much money to train an AI. Right? To train an AI to do rudimental job is a waste of money, right? So it doesn't justify the cost. The cost justification isn't there, right? So that's why like fixing a pipe, stuff like that. You ask AI to go fix a pipe, okay, right? It's difficult. Or whereby your your skill set is very, very niche. Very, very niche means that it is not well documented. So anything that's very well documented basically will get murdered. Like for example, law basically AI will completely decimate it. Because why? All the law cases is actually transcribed. Now, every single case that is in court, right? You have a court transcriber. The fellow will transcribe everything. So you can actually take all this transcription and feed it into an AI. The AI would be very, very easy for them to basically simulate how a lawyer works, which is a lot of time quoting cases. So the AI will quote case much more faster than the lawyer. Sure lose one. Right, so medical also is the same. It's also another line whereby it's very well documented. Right, so it's like right now the AI can already use your eyes picture to read whether you can get heart disease or not. So last time doctor does that. Right, doctor that has a lot of experience with heart diseases, they have access to eye scan, right? So the eye picture scan. So after looking at it for very long, they have managed to capture the pattern of eyes, your vein, basically is your eyes veins, in terms of relation of your heart disease, because they know that this particular idiot got heart disease. So all this diagnostic thing that has been done last time is feed into an AI. The AI also know how to read already, and the AI can read faster than the doctor. It's non-tiring. It doesn't make mistake. It doesn't fall asleep. So definitely this sort of diagnostic work will get replaced. So the doctor that last time does this sort of diagnostics work one, right? No job. Teacher also is the same, So again, like literature, why literature is the first thing that the AI murdered? ChatGPT is basically a literature machine, because why? Most literature is already scanned. So you just feed the literature inside. Right, makes sense, right? So all these kind of things are basically happening, right? So this period 9, the period 9 is a big transformation, right? So fire transform everything, right? So it's a big transformation. Cool, right? So yeah, so with the period 9, the fire star further enhance the negative characteristic of star number 5, right? So you can see star number 5 is bad for everything. Right? People ask, what about 5-5? Like, no such thing as 5-5. Right. So what happened is that the star number 5 basically amp up everything that has to do with the other star. Right. So it's like star number 1, you add with star number 5 is exactly the volcano coming out of the sea. Oh, tsunami. Right, you got big displacement. So what happened is that if this is talking about traveling, it's like running away already. Right, so 5-2 is especially bad, so because again, the star number 2, is basically your farmland, kablui. Right, you don't like it, right? So 5-3 also not good because the star number 3 is trying to counter star number 5. By the way, star number 5 should not be counter. So you want to reduce the energy of star number 5 is actually by using weakening cycle. So we always use metal as a energy to reduce the energy of the star number 5. Right, so 5-4 also is wood countering earth. It's not good, right? So 5-6 is that sort of dictatorship energy. It's basically dictatorship energy. So star number 6 is star of power. You further give this particular person the ability to don't care. So they will overexert power. So they don't really like it, right? So but for those people who want to have a coup, right, to use force to take over the government, you need this energy to help you, by the way, right? So 5-7 talk too much, talk a lot, talk very extremely, right? So 5-8 is actually pretty okay. 5-8 is actually pretty okay one, right? So 5-8 is again it's just extreme stubbornness, nothing much. Extreme stubbornness doesn't really attack anybody, right? So it's just you're stuck there, right? So 5-9 5-9 is actually the volcano lava. Right, the 5-9 is the volcano lava. So depend you're okay with it. Right, so we were looking at the event in the previous period, so help us understand the star and period better. The might not lah. So it's really tell you you look at the previous event also it's like again it's almost 100 years ago. So period 8 20 years, period 7 20 years, 6 so about 80 years ago. You can go and check it out lah. Right, so to me, is that I will not live to see period 5 to become gentle. So don't care, right? So just tell you not to use only, easy, right? So mention sun formula, for example, one or renovate happen to be in one of those offensive star 5 area. How can we still do to avoid them? Natal star, or what we call the natal chart, or the annual chart first. Because the annual chart is the triggering point. Your natal chart, unless you constantly trigger it, then your natal chart is wrong. So a lot of time we tell you, if you, let's say that you are using the 5-2 sector of your natal chart, right, you really need to take a look at it as in the time frame of using the place. It doesn't immediately give you the problem. So this one is I tell people is that if you're from a certain country, right? So your country definitely have your certain food. Let's say Asian like to eat rice. Okay, Asian like to eat rice. Easy. So when we go to, let's say, a French country, so Frenchie don't eat rice, right? They eat bread, right? So now what happened here is that once you reach that particular country, right? So now the bread is actually the annual star, right? So when you go there that time, right, it doesn't immediately change your thing, but over time, how long before you stay in French that you have decide to abandon rice and take bread as your main food, right? Understand, right? How long before that particular? So your natal chart, you need to take a look at how long you are there before you change, right? So yeah, that's how you take a look at it, right? So in terms of your renovation, just make sure you do not start the renovation from the place whereby the 5 yellow is residing. So like, for example, this particular year, northeast, right? So if your house is sitting northeast, completely no need to do renovation already this year. Wait next year. right? So if let's say emergency, you need to do some of renovation, Great Sun formula is a good things for you to use to do so. Right, find out your house Great Sun formula. So there is always about 4 weeks in a year, 4 separate weeks in a year that you can basically do a renovation, whereby the impact is the lowest. So what you do is that you do it during the Great Sun formula time. Then at the same time, you also activate one of the 4 great energy, the fortune virtue, the dragon virtue, sun, and also moon, right? So you activate one of these to make sure that the negative energy that get activated is covered back. That's all on here. Right, 拉上補下 we call, right? Those year where the internal war, Japanese invasion, then revolution, yeah, lor, right? So 5 yellow is basically those type of situation whereby you fight me, I fight you. You win, you're superior, you lose, then you're gone. Right, it's those type of situation. I mean, it's extreme fighting, this and that, right? So again, if you are in a situation whereby you absolutely got nothing to lose, you can actually use 5 yellow to jumpstart yourself. Right? It's like the 5 yellow is like the defibrillator, right? Yeah, is it defibrillator? Yes, defibrillator. Right? Yeah, you cannot use a defibrillator on a live person one, because the defibrillator will jam your heart's rhythm. So if the fella is still alive, the heart is beating normally, the heart will beat in the wrong manner. But if let's say the heart is not beating already, then on it, then it's good. Understand? That's basically 5 yellow. So that's why it's 5 yellow normal circumstances, don't freaking use it. You cannot afford the downfall. That's all. Right? So if you feel like you are a champion, you wanna try out the 5 yellow, go ahead. Right? So it's the for you as a Feng Shui practitioner, you meet up with somebody who said that I don't believe in Feng Shui, it's actually the best time for you to suggest that, can I try and activate your northeast this particular year? So I'm under study right now. I need some experimental data. You don't mind, right? Since you don't believe. Since you don't believe, you should be immune to this effect, right? So then I want to find out. So let me activate your 5 yellow, right? And then let me observe what has happened to you this year. Can I? Yeah, the fellow should say yes, one, because it's like, oh no, I don't afraid of it, right? NVIDIA gold mine headquarter in Echo, Nevada, faces northeast, right? Do the gold mine protect the business? Huh? What do you mean by gold mine protect the business? I don't think there's any protection from the gold mine, right? They work underground digging. Yeah, underground digging confirms gonna activate the thing already. Then you can have a observation of the Nevada gold mine, right? So especially if they are using explosives. Right, especially if they're using explosive, right? So you need to take a look at the size as well. So if let's say that the gold mine digging is using pickaxe, then to the building, the pickaxe digging is nothing much, right? So but if you do explosion, then it is, right? So like somebody asked, my neighbor is installing the solar panel on the roof, right? Solar panel on the roof, right? So now if the solar panel don't fall down to the floor, then it's fine. Right, so the whatever drilling and securing of the solar panel in that particular house, that vibration is going to affect that house more than yours, because the vibration is very small from your house perspective. Understand or not? From your house perspective, it's very small, right? So if let's say that there is a piling job that is being done right across your house, then that vibration is very big in relation to your house. So you have to go and do this particular thing on which one, right? So if you are nailing inside your own house, then that vibration is significant to you, lesser significant to your neighbor, especially if the neighbor is 3 houses away from you, right? So if you're renovating your northeast sector with the 5 yellow affect your neighbors, your northeast sector is unlikely to be the northeast sector of your neighbor. Understand or not? Right? If it's your northeast sector, your neighbor is going to be southwest. Southwest is the wealth star. So your 5 yellow is their wealth star. Right? Okay, is the 5 yellow star right now on this sector, on what is this sector? right? 2025, right? So from the 3rd of February onward, 5 yellow will be shifted to the northeast side. And for the month of February, the monthly 5 yellow is also in the northeast. 3rd February onward. So right now it's still in the west, right? It's slowly shifting. You want to call it slowly shifting. You know, the fella is, you know, picking up his clothes, picking up his bag, you know, slowly moving to the new place. Okay, right? So, you know, just try not to play around with the 5 yellow, or else nothing else is pretty chill. And 5 yellow pretty chill. Right? So again, it's just the entire thing, you know, don't get overly excited with the 5 yellow. Right? So it can be the energy that any energy that get activated can actually be covered back. Right? It's just that for you is that you don't have immediate access to this. Right, so like for us who are doing practitioning one, right? So 5 yellow get activated, 5 yellow get activated lah. You know, just go and find the next you know, again the 4 auspicious date and do an activation on the 4 auspicious date to cover back the energy. That's about it, right? So, you know, don't get, and more importantly is once it's activated already, you need to be very careful with the quality of decision that you're making. Right? A lot of time is the quality of the decision, because it affects you as a person. You tend to get more extreme in terms of execution. Execution, thought, method, whatever you do, it become a bit more extreme. So once you understand that already, a 5 yellow, right? So then you be careful with how you make decision, at least until you cover back the energy. Cool, right? So that's it, you know, for today. And you know, thank you, brother Kahing, for giving up the newspaper for me. All right, see you guys. Bye.